Welcome to another edition of The Godless Anti-Theist. Christians. Christians are fascist, and there is a Christian fascist agenda to rule the earth. We're going to give all the details right after this break. We know that the right-wing conservatives are usually Christian dominionists. So when they talk about their conspiracy theories against the UN, the UN is going to take over the world. The UN wants to establish a global new world order and rule over all of us. This is funny, coming from a fucking religion whose agenda says that Jesus is going to return from the dead, rise up from the dead, return to earth, and take over the earth as king of the earth, to rule over all of us, and that all non-believers will be the first killed. Then homosexuals, then blacks, or maybe it'll be blacks and homosexuals and then non-believers. This is the claim of Christianity, that the UN is going to take over the world and establish a global new world order, when it is the intention of the Christian religion, superstition, that they're going to take over the world and establish a global new world order under King Jesus. No wonder they think everyone else is out to establish a global new world order, because that's what they're out to do. And no wonder they want to get rid of secular schools, because they want to establish Christian schools. No wonder they want to get rid of secular government, where we the people get to elect our representatives, because they want to establish a USA that is a Christian nation, and our president, which would really be our king, would be anointed and appointed by the Christian superstitious religion. No wonder they are against homosexuals marrying, because they want their particular superstitious religion to control the world. No wonder they wanted to keep slavery of blacks and keep the white trash down, what they called the white trash. We forget about that in the South, they not only had a system of enslaving the black man and the black woman and the black people, but they had a system called white trash. And the only reason that the white trash supported black slavery was that the only people below these so-called white trash people were the blacks. So the southern white trash could feel superior to somebody, and they could talk down about the southern black. But that's the only people that they were allowed to talk down to. Everyone else in the southern system was superior if you were a so-called white trash. White trash lived across the tracks, on the wrong side of the tracks. Now, when I was growing up, even here in Indiana, I live in southern Indiana. I live approximately 45 miles from the Kentucky border. But I'm in Indiana, a northern state. And even when I was growing up, I'm 61 years old, And when I was growing up, we knew about people who lived on the wrong side of the tracks. That was the metaphor. Even if they were white, if they lived on the wrong side of the tracks, you could go over there if you had money. And if you were a 40-year-old man, you just went across the tracks, even to the white part of the town that lived across the tracks, and court 12-year-old little white girls and 14-year-old little white girls, or any little white girl, as a matter of fact. While they were over there getting these little white girls, they were also picking up the little black girls, or if they preferred, little white boys and little black boys. Because you could do anything to the people on the wrong side of the tracks, because they were the poor, they were the downtrodden, they were the ignored. Why? If somebody from the wrong side of the tracks took a fine, upstanding white man to court, they wouldn't be believed, even if they had proof. Even if they had proof. So I'm familiar with this Christian strategy. I'm familiar with the Christian way of the world. Now, is the UN trying to establish a global new world order? Maybe. Perhaps. Agenda 21 looks mighty suspicious. But it's for damn fucking sure that the Christian superstitious religion is not out to protect us from a global new world order. As a matter of fact, the only objection to the UN global new world order is that the Christian dominionist fear that this UN global new world order will not be under their control. They're quite happy to have a Christian new world order of Big Brother fascism. And if you talk to a Christian, even the simplest minded Christian, you'll eventually ferret out amongst their rhetoric, their agenda. Hell, it's part of the, well, you're going to hell. Doublethink, newspeak. You're going to hell. And wink, wink, when Jesus returns, we're going to control the earth. And there's going to be hell to pay here on earth for you, motherfucker. That's their agenda. That's why any aware, intelligent, any paying attention atheist is also an anti-theist. Why can't you get along with the Christians? Why can't you atheists get along with the Christians? Why are you so angry about it all? The Christians are trying to kill us. That's why. The Christian superstitious religion, the Bible, their agenda is to kill us. That's why there are angry atheists, angry humanists, angry agnostics, angry non-believers. Fuck Jesus. Fuck the Christian dominionist, fascist, Big Brother, New World Order. And if the UN is trying to control the world, we'll deal with them as well. But it is for sure, 100%. And I live in America, so I have to deal with the enemy that's in my face right now. The enemy that lives next door to me. The enemy that controls my town. The entity that controls my county. The entity that controls my state. And the entity that's currently controlling my government, my federal government. That's Christianity. That's Christianity. We'll deal with the UN when we have to. when they're in our face. But right now, the only fascist big brother, New World Order, that's in our face is the Christian superstitious religion. And they're only bitching about a secular big brother fascist New World Order is that they don't control it. The only reason these Christians wanted to go to war and fight fascism in Nazi Germany was they were told the lie that Nazi Germany wasn't Christian, that they were godless people. So the government was able to rally the Christians, which control our society, because while the Christian religion is not the majority in the United States, they have bullied and killed anyone who dares oppose them. So FDR, knowing that if the people of the United States, the Christian people of the United States, knew that Hitler was a Christian, they might not want to go to war with him. As a matter of fact, maybe if they told him that he was a Catholic, we might have went to war with him. He was a Catholic. He was not excommunicated. He's still a Catholic today. He lived as a Catholic. He died as a Catholic. He was a Christian. He made speeches about doing God's will. Every Jew was a filthy, vile animal except Jesus Christ. Jesus was exempt because Jesus was Christ. Hitler was a Christian. But the propaganda of the USA was that fascism by the Nazi Germany was godless. And so the American people rallied around the godless fascist of Nazi Germany. And the only objection to a fascist Nazi Germany taking over the world was the fact that it was thought to be out of the control of the Christian superstitious religion. Be aware, study your history, dig deep, read between the lines, learn to use logic, start thinking critically for yourself. Don't take anyone's word for it. Don't take my word for it. Look into it yourself. It is a hard and narrow road to some truth. And it is for sure that even at my age of 61, there is always something to find out. There's always a reason to keep digging. There are still hidden facts about our history, about the world, about the earth, about the universe. And we, as a government, need to know. You see, this USA is not, our government is not in Washington, D.C. Our government is based on we, the people. Our government is not based in Washington, D.C. Our government is based in every U.S. citizen. When you walk down the street and you see your fellow American, your fellow U.S. citizen, you are seeing the government.
It's 6 o'clock.
And if it is not, and if you think it is not, and if you know it is not true, that we are the ruling class of the USA, then that is our fault. That is our fault. We have a constitution that states that we are the government. We have a Declaration of Independence that states we are the government. And if we are failing in our duties as the government, then look in the mirror. Look at your neighbor. We must not allow the Christian religion, the Christian superstitious religion, and the Christian superstitious religious church to control the United States. They believe in a big brother, fascist New World Order. Their God sees when you're sleeping. Their God sees you when you're awake. Their God sees you masturbating. Their God sees you when you're having sex with your wife, your girlfriend. And they're going to use the technology of science to facilitate who they claim to be the God's representative here on earth to do the same as their Yahweh. They're going to use scientific technology to watch you when you're sleeping, to watch you when you're eating, to watch you when you're driving down the road, to watch you when you're masturbating, to watch when you're having sex. Because the ultimate big brother is Christianity. Because Christianity says there's only one position that is not a sin. And that's the missionary position, the man on top. So if you're having sex with the woman on top, or side by side, or doggy style, you're sinning. Now, isn't that the ultimate big brother, fascist New World Order, to tell you what you can do in your bedroom? Come on, people. The technology is getting so advanced that we can't no longer look the other way. We can no longer tolerate any Christian fascist agenda or any secular fascist agenda. We need to look into the UN. We need to look into Christianity. We need to look into Islam. We need to be aware of all these organizations, the Jews, the Muslims, the Christians, the secularists, the atheists, the agnostic. We need to look at all of it, and we all must ensure that fascism in any form never dominates our culture, our society, or the earth. And the only way to prevent such a thing from happening is an aware, self-aware, independent, sovereign, individual movement. I have a new website, a web page on Storify, and it's called the Secular Egalitarian Party. And the egalitarian part of this secular egalitarian party does not mean that we're going to tolerate hate groups. Being egalitarian, which means everyone is equal. But everyone is equal of respect. But if you don't respect people, all people, then you don't get respect. It is a secular egalitarian party. But that party will never include Nazis, the KKK, Christianity, any group that excludes other people. Exclusion is not part of egalitarianism. Hate groups are not part of any egalitarian agenda. Come on, people. Equal means I show you respect. I show you the respect you show me. I base my respect on the respect that you give me. If you come up to me and smack me across the face, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass because I'm going to try to convince you never to come up and slap me in the face again. If you come up and try to kick my ass, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. I'm not going to quit when I kick your ass. I'll beat the shit out of you and maybe convince you to leave me alone. I'm never going to attack anyone. But if you come at me verbally, you're going to get verbally back. If you come at me physically, you're going to get physical back. If you come at me with a gun, you're going to get a shotgun or an AK-47 up your ass. If you come at me with a knife or a club, well, I'm just going to use my gun. So I'm not going to come after you with a gun if we're verbally arguing back and forth, having a debate or even having an argument. But if you want to get physical, bring it on. Bring it on. And that's the attitude we need to take. Because we're talking about our sovereignty here as individuals. You are a sovereign individual. You deserve respect. And you can only respect another if they respect you. None of this do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. Shows you that Jesus was not only a man, but a stupid man. You don't do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You do unto others as they do unto you. And in a society where the man who likes to try to bully people, the bully realizes, hey, these people aren't going to cower and conform and comply to me. They're going to fight back. They may even get together as a group and come after me and kick my ass. Then that bully may have an adjustment of attitude. Or maybe he might just be walking around all the time with two black eyes and he'd get his ass kicked on a daily basis. Fascists certainly do not deserve any kind of respect. Dominionists, no respect. Don't give them respect. They are not respecting you. Dominionists believe they should rule over you. You are a slave. You must comply, conform, and cower. Obey with unquestioning obedience. That's not, or no, it has never been, any part of the founding of the secular United States of America. Our principles, founded upon by our framers of the Constitution and our early leaders, was surely stated plainly and simply, this is not a Christian nation. This is a elected representative republic, a representative democracy. We the people are the government. We are the government. Not just the Christians, not just the Muslims, not just the Jews, not just the Scientologists, not just the atheist, the agnostic, or the humanist, but all of us together. And if you are a Christian and you want to join the Christian religion and its dominionist agenda, then you are an enemy of the United States of America. You do not believe in freedom. And it's self-evident in these states where there are blasphemy laws, where an atheist's right to free speech is attenuated and criminalized. Can you imagine? In the United States of America, speech is criminalized, and it's not hate speech. We can understand hate speech. It's just the fundamental right to say, in response to there is a God, to say there is no evidence for a God. Therefore, logically, we must default to there is no God. And until such time as there is proof, verifiable evidence that there is a God, the default position is there is no God. Just like the default position is there is no unicorn. There is no leprechaun. There is no fairy. There is no garden fairy. The default position is the logical position. No evidence, no verifiable evidence means no belief. That's not hate speech. That's a fact, stating a fact, stating a truth. Atheists aren't saying that Christians don't have the right to speak. We are saying that Christianity is a hate group. And therefore, from that perspective, from that desire to kill the rest of us, maybe we should look at the rights that we have allowed these Christian haters of humanity to have their way. Till next time, this is the godless anti-theist saying, long live the secular United States of America. We will defeat fascism in any form.